Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to my AMV tutorials. It's been a while since the last one, and last time we took a look at some transitions. This time I'm gonna do some basic effects in Premiere Pro before we're getting into After Effects. So probably the next one will be in After Effects, but for now let's just stay in Premiere Pro and do some basic effects. So I was talking about last time we were taking a look at some transitions, and I mean transitions is a lot of the things you do in just Premiere Pro, because they're like the most useful effects there are. Premiere Pro is not known for its effect work. You can do it, but effects is mostly done in After Effects, and the compositing done is much more easier and better in After Effects, that's why. But today we will take a look at some basics in Premiere Pro that you can use. So what I have done here is I've made up some different types you can use. Mostly of them is just what I use. For example, right here we got the Sword Art Online projects I'm working on. You can see every episode right here and stuff like that. But yeah, let's just take a look and I will talk you through it. Okay, so we got the zoom and whiteness thingy. We got the flashes right here. We got the slow pan, slow zoom or pan or whatever you want to call it, and the cool crossover effect with two different layers. Pretty cool. And then we have back here we have sync with the drums with flashes, black flashes. Yeah. So let's start with this first one. What does it include? It has some transitions, first of all, with the clip right here, and then a transition over here. What is the other things it has? Well, to know that, we have to select the clip and get to the effect controls right here. Then we can see there is some so-called keyframes on the scale. I wonder what that means. Well, it means that right here at this exact frame it's at 100. But if I start moving, you will see the scale increasing. It's because the next keyframe over here on this frame says it should be at 103.3. So in the meantime, the clip will scale up. And then when it gets to this point, there's another keyframe over here that is a lot bigger, that will make it zoom, make the clip a lot bigger, faster. So what keyframes are is like, it tells the clip over X amount of frames what it needs to be doing. Like for example, I can add right here, add a keyframe, and I can just move the clip down. Sure, don't want to do it later in my AMV, but just to show you. And what will happen? The clip will move over those frame I selected. So it becomes like an animation of the clip. So that's how you use keyframe. You just toggle it on and just do your animation how you want it. So what effects does this effect include? I usually just make with the position and scale or opacity. Opacity is the transparency, like it fades out. But specifically this clip, it's just a scale up to a transition, and the other clip scales down. So it starts at 185 and goes down. So it becomes like a zoom in, zoom out with transition. It adds a lot of, it makes it smoother and looks nicer. So then over here, in the sync with music, I just make a quick zoom in, zoom out. Additionally with the transition to make like a lightning effect. So right here. It looks nice, it looks nice. But what does this transition do right here? Well, if I remove it, there's just a cut. I just made a random cut in the clip, and I added an additive dissolve. Shorten it down a bit, and when I do that, it becomes just like a lightning effect, like a brief flash. As you can see right there. That's what I use sometimes when I just want a flash, like a small flash. You make a cut, add an additive dissolve, short one, and it looks nice. So that's one of the effects with scales and the transitions. Another way to make flashes are you add a effect. I usually use this one, brightness and contrast, because I just change the brightness of the clip over a short period of time. So what the keyframes are is just, I can make it smaller, why not? There we go. So it starts as 0, scales up to 92, and then fades down again. Easy enough. Then I just make it to sync with the music. So it became. So that's another one. Pretty easy, yeah. Effective, yeah, sure it is, because it makes the clip a lot more interesting than just plain old. And then right here, another, just zoom out. But another thing that is really, really useful is when it's a static shot. Like for example this one right here. If I remove all the keyframes right here, and you just look at just look over here, like the shot is static. Sure, it's moving a bit upwards. It's not super static, but in anime, a lot of shots are static in place. So what I usually do is I add a small, like zoom in or zoom out, like just a couple of small numbers, and it makes a little bit. It adds like a flow to it. It's like there's movement in the picture, and it makes it a lot more interesting to watch. I don't know why it does that, but it just makes it a lot easier for the eye to comprehend and like it. So what I just do here, I go from 105 to 100. It's just a small number, but it adds a lot. It makes it a lot more interesting to watch. Same thing back here with the eye. It's just a zoom in. It just zooms from 100 to 110 over the course of the clip. But this clip would be as you can see, it's just static. It's just static if I don't add anything, and it becomes a lot more interesting with the movement. But make sure to don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, the clip will get like pixelated, and you can see it doesn't look really nice. But keep it at least under 100 or 200, and don't go too far, because then we get a lot of black around it. But yeah, you get what I mean. I'm sure you know not to overdo it. But yeah, that's another thing. This one is really important, I think, with the small movements. It adds a lot. I did it over here in the episode 9. Every clip here has had like a brief zoom, like small one. Zoom. Yeah. If there's not a camera movement, I usually add like the small zoom to it or not. But then what do we got right here? Well, this is called keying. What do you do right here? It's just I remove a color. So if I just turn this effect off, as you can see, it's just a like clip from Sword Art Online. But what I did right here is I want to remove like the blue, so I can put another clip behind it. And what I do is that what I need to do is add a key. Now in Premiere Pro the keying is not that great, but there are some tools you can use. For example, the Ultra key, Luma key. They're usually the best. So what I did right here, I just picked the color with the pipette tool, whatever it's called. And then you just go ham on the different settings. There's a lot of different things you need to be using to get it right, but I mean, the transparency, how much it will remove, highlight, how much of the brighter things in screen that are gonna be in it, the most darker things in the screen that you want to be in it. Yeah, you can choke it, make it smaller, you can soften it up so it becomes smoother. Yeah, everything, but you need to play around with this thing. There's no specific settings you can use. It's from clip to clip basis. You need to play around with it. Even I don't get some clips to work. For example, this right here. I just, yeah, I think I just got lucky with this one because it looks really nice, and I think I will use it in the AMV later. But yeah. And for the last one, this is super easy one. It just adds with the beats like a dunk dunk dunk, black screen, light screen, whatever. And I just use the opacity. I fade in the clip, I fade out the clip really fast. As you can see right here, if I can make this smaller, or don't. Alright, as you can see here, it starts off at 100 on the keyframe, goes down to 0 right here, but it's not on a keyframe specifically. But you get how it works. 2 frames. I usually use 2 frames because it makes the transition, like the fade in and fade out, a bit smoother. Otherwise, it becomes kind of choppy. So when you're doing like this kind of thing, just go like this. I pick a keyframe, 1, 2. That's right on your keypad, like your directional keys on the keyboard. Go right to 0, 2 steps, 2 steps, 2 steps, and there you have it. And it becomes you can do that with like everything. I want to fade in. I can even make like a whoa, it becomes light, but then it becomes darker again, and then it becomes full. So these are just things you can use to just play around and do some really simple stuff, really. But it becomes a lot more effective when you combine it, like this clip right here. Transition, light effect, zoom. It becomes, yeah, it looks smoother. For example, the episode 7 one that I put a lot of work into. Everything in this video is made in Premiere Pro. Even this one right here. I just add a corner pin. It's an effect to make the skew the picture so it fits both of them at the same time. Really simple. There's a lot of effects you can play around with. Most of them can come in handy. Most of them are just really useless and are a lot better to use in After Effects. For example, keying is a lot better in After Effects, but it's possible to be done in Premiere Pro. So yeah, I hope that's some of the stuff. Just remember, like, add a small zoom. Remember, like, use keyframes, add effects. You can keyframe like every effect, like bend, keyframe it. Do it all over again. I want to bend it a bit more. Oh, now it looks crazy. But I hope this taught some things, at least how I'd use the small effects for the different AMVs I use. Next time I think next time we will jump into After Effects. Let's see, hope we will, and make some more advanced stuff, because After Effects are a little bit more advanced, but I think you guys can manage it. As long as you get a hold of like how keyframe works, because After Effects is based on keyframes. So make sure to like go in and play some in Premiere Pro now with the different effects and opacity and scale and everything. Add keyframes, making them use them to make your clips a bit more interesting. But yeah, that was some basic effects. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you watch this AMV tutorial and you make some AMVs, please send them to me so I can have a look and maybe give some feedback if you want that. But most of all, I just want to see what you guys have been doing, because there were a lot of people requesting these, so I want to see what you guys managed to do with these tutorials. But yeah, till next time, look forward to After Effects thing, and have a good one, guys. Bye.